What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Mario, aka Mr. Hawk, and you're now tuned in to Hawk Shop Talk. And today we're going to talk about how fucked up the world is. Very much fucked up. Nothing is good now. Nothing is cool now. It's just all fucked up. And that's speaking from my stance on it. People can think that the world is great and gracious and everything is fine and everybody is flourishing, but they don't see what I see. I live in a city where, and I can go from the city I'm from because that ain't number like 45 minutes from here. I can see that the world is going to shit in a handbasket. Maybe that's not the term, but I said it. Reason why I say that is, yes, when I was younger, I didn't really care, but now that I've gotten to my age, and I've gotten uh, wiser and started to understand and pay attention and be more observant of my surroundings. And when I go through neighborhoods, like if I go to the hood or something like that, it ain't like I'm just going to the hood just to go to the hood. Sometimes I got homeboys stay in the hood. People I know, things I do, as far as work goes, I got to go through the hood. Even when I travel for work. I go through these hoods, and I never understood why people are cool or they settle for not having nothing. And these are the happiest people you can think of. Like they be out there barbecuing in the yard and all this other stuff. The house about to fall if somebody lean on that motherfucker wrong. Like I could never be that person, man. It that was never enough for me. I done did it all. I was that kid that didn't want to do shit in school. I was the one that was fighting. I was the one that was shit stealing. I was the one that was robbing. I was the one that was selling drugs. I was doing it all. Back in the day, if you know me from back in the day, you know I was that bad guy. I was the one that parents didn't want their kids around me. I was the one that if they parents walked in the house and seen me in there, everybody cool. You got to get the fuck. Like I didn't even do nothing yet. That's what type of time I was on back then. And I feel like it stigmatized me, if that's the correct word. It probably ain't the right word. It put a stigma on me to where nobody could trust me. And when I say that is like teachers passed me because they didn't want me back in their grade. They didn't really teach me. They put me on a computer because they didn't want to deal with me. So I didn't learn stuff like everybody else learned. I became successful by learning how to do things that is in my wheelhouse. And I'm not saying like successful as far as money because I'm not the richest person out here. I'm a success story. Let me rephrase that. I'm a success story. I'm successful in life because of how far I came. You're looking at a seventh grade dropout, basically. I got to the 11th grade in alternative school, but I never took the test to get promoted to that grade because I just quit. I never thought that school was for me. And I believe that you can get PTSD from educational system because maybe if they actually tried to help me and understood me, then maybe I would have got farther when it comes to learning things in school. But because they didn't, they just passed me along. I didn't really care. I mean, they do the shit now to kids now. Like my daughter goes to a F school. Well, they just let me rephrase. They just turned into a D school, and my daughter's really intelligent. Now, they don't really grade them on their work. they grade them on participation. You ever had a kid that get a participation trophy? They get participation grades. And that's supposed to be the thing that they do. I don't respect that because if this person does most of their work wrong, then how can you sit there and get them an A just because they completed their work? It's not cool. That school is going to continue on being an F and a D school because you're not doing nothing with it. Now I'm on the verge of trying to get my daughter into a magnet school, which her testing is in 2 weeks, and I got to try to catch her up with schoolwork and everything else so she can make it into the school to be around people that's more like her. Because I hate to say, but she gets bullied on. Like her whole life, she's been bullied. My middle daughter, the one I just got custody of, she's bullied her whole life. This little girl has been through so much stuff. It's really hard to understand it. And granted, I used to be the bully. When I was in school, I was the bully and I had a bully. So I was bullying everybody else, and then there was another bully that was bullying me. And me and him just always was fighting and all this other stuff. The nigga was relentless. I don't know if the nigga just had something, well, you fucking with them, so I'm gonna fuck with you. He never said it. And then the nigga was like cocky and short dude. I was actually bigger than him. But he used to always fuck with me, man. And he would always bully me. But the thing is, I would always fight him. Like, I was about them hands. So I wouldn't really consider it bullying, but somewhat you can categorize it as bullying because he was constantly fucking with me every day. But I always had something for him. You know what I'm saying? But my daughter, she's different. She's frail. She's been traumatized her whole fucking life. She was abused her whole life. And she's been through a lot. I mean, like when she tell me like different stories of how kids used to run her into the woods and throw rocks at her, and she'll be hiding in the woods until they leave, and abused for like eating chocolate covered strawberries. Like she stole her mom. She just told me this the other day. Like stole her mom chocolate covered strawberries, and you beat her. And my daughter now they categorized her as it might not be. I don't know why I say categorized, but with severe PTSD, bad. So I literally have 6 years to build her up to be ready for the real world. And there's a chance that my daughter may be stuck like this. And you may be asking, what is she stuck like? Like, my daughter got here. I got her for her 16th birthday. I took her to Surge for her birthday. She turned 12. This was the first time she ever do like what you call it, a game. What you call it? I've never went to this stuff. We didn't get this stuff when I was growing up. A game, an arcade. I guess it's an arcade, playroom, whatever. That's what she went to. So she went to this place called Surge. And she had never been to anything like that. So this is the most time I've ever spent with her. So me and her, we sitting there eating. And I started learning like some real fucked up shit that her mama turned her against me without me even knowing. Now, through her 11 years of life, I've only seen her maybe 10 to 12 times. It wasn't because of me. It was because once I see her and I want her again and my daughter start asking for her mom disappears. Granted, I've only known where my baby mama stayed three times in my daughter's life, and that was because I found her. So, she tells me, how they don't have anything. They've been shelters, um, been sleeping in the car, they sleeping on people's couches and everything. Now, I've always kept a roof over my head. I've always been here. I've always been trying. I've always put money in what I believed that was right. And not one time did I get a call to speak with this girl. And she's ever said that she was falling on bad time. Is it fine for your daughter to come and live with you for a little while, which I would have. And after that, then she can come back home when I get my stuff together. That would have been fine. I would have respected that. But I'm not going to respect that didn't reach out to me to tell me that all this stuff was going on. My daughter, literally at 5 years old, was molested by somebody that my baby mama claimed that was her god brother. And he was like kind of, I guess, off a little bit. So she was like his caregiver or something, which tells me that all you wanted is another chick. And I found out about this a year later from her, a year later. And the only reason why she told me is she was scared that if I got my daughter, that my daughter would tell me, and she didn't tell me. I tried to go to the police department. This is how fucked up the legal system is. Go to the sheriff department, go to the police department. The mother, because me and her always been into it, and she didn't want me to know the details, she had to sign off for me to actually see the police report to see what actually happened. They wouldn't tell me anything for years. That ain't just the most fucked up thing that I'm on the birth certificate and that's my daughter, that's my blood, that I can't find out what happened to her. You could have wiped the name. You ain't even have to show me the name of the dude that did it. I just wanted to know what actually happened, because everything that came out of my baby mama's mouth before my daughter was born has always been a lie. I've never known anything to be true unless I ask her. And that's if she remembers. Because when you have severe PTSD, you bottle all that shit up and just tuck it away. And she said that. She don't remember a lot of stuff because she block everything. And it's like really a sickness. She don't know how to care. She don't know how to care. She don't know how to feel. Most of the time she randomly cries. It's sad. And this is what I got. And now I have to ease her to be strong. And I don't have 11 years like she got. I got 6 years. I got 6 years before she becomes an adult to get this stuff out of her. So I'm doing counseling, putting in a therapy. I try to make sure that everything I do, she understands what's going on. It's bad. I mean, my daughter didn't even let me put it like this. I had to go back. After surge, I decided that I'm not letting her go back to her mom because I found a bunch of stuff. Her mom was using her phone the whole time that I got her phone for Christmas. I found a bunch of drugs. I found conversations that was inappropriate that you didn't even delete out the phone. You just left them in the phone. Pictures of drugs. Sending pictures to other people with drugs. Some of the stuff, drug pictures, you couldn't even tell what it was. So you got all this in the house of my daughter. She knew it. She knew I had found all that stuff. So when I called her, I went off on her. And then I found that my daughter had caught her having sex with her baby daddy. Why it's in the daytime while all of them are there. Multiple times, and them going back and forth laughing about the shit like it's funny. Like it's funny that your daughter is exposed to shit like this at this age and wonder why she don't know what she is or who she is. And when I say that is, my daughter, when she first moved, I go through my kids' phone. I don't give a fuck. If they at a certain age, I'm going through the phone. It is what it is. Like, I need to know what the fuck you doing. They exposed to too much of social media, and I got to know. So I go through her phone, and she's having a conversation, and she tells this little white girl, that she wants to be non-binary. She's non-binary, and she's a it, they, them. Look, I'm old school, okay? You're either gay, you're straight, or you're bisexual. At 12, I honestly don't think you fucking know what the fuck you is. So, you gotta stop saying this shit. So, she's been here since June. I finally got custody of her. Her mom didn't give me no problems because she knew I had too much evidence on her. I literally recorded an hour worth of evidence in case she wanted to fight, but she didn't want to fight. Now, this person that you care this much about is here, and I'm trying to help them, and I'm on the phone trying to get you to help with me, and you'll call her one day, have a conversation with her, and then nobody hears from you ever again. Only time she talked to my daughter is when I get on her ass, then she calls her and texts her for a couple days, and then she disappears again. Tells me that you didn't want to be in her life, period, because my daughter is so different. But the only reason why she's so different is because she was beaten, molested, mentally abused, and now she has PTSD to where she can't cope or exist around a lot of people without feeling some type of way. Even care. My daughter don't love anybody. She don't care about anybody. She don't even care about herself. That's where I'm at right now. That's what I'm trying to. We're working on it very hard to try to get this stuff out of her. Now, when I say I hate the world, I'm gonna go back. I know how bad it was when I was going to school. We were hard. We were very hard. We didn't get depressed. I mean, granted, we got depressed because I used to be depressed because I was abused when I was young. I was suicidal. I've tried to kill myself a lot of times when I was young. I've tried to hang myself. I've tried to slit my wrists. I've tried to take pills. Shit. If I had rat poison, I probably would have tried to swallow that shit. Like, I was ready to go. I was ready to go. But I was going through a bunch of stuff. And these kids are not built. The things that happen to them are less than what was happening before. Not saying that it makes it different, but a lot of these kids, for the shit they do, ain't going through what a lot of us in my age range went through back in the day. I used to get beat for anything. Every man that came in my life as a child beat the fuck out of me. Every man. As a child. Now, different when I came a teenager because we can fight. Hey, what's good with it? Get in these hands. So, I got a glare in my shit. I don't know. I guess it's the sun coming in. But, I got beat for everything. Like, I would get beat for going to a basketball game, my sister and them, but they was able to stay and was fine. I would get home, be brought home and get beat. I had stepdaddies that was snorting coke in front of me. I've had stepdaddies that I know that for a fact they were messing with their own kids. Not my sister and them, but their own kids, their own blood. Like this shit was deep growing up. I had so much shit that traumatized me, and that was the reason why I went to school and acted out. I couldn't control what was going on at home, but I felt like I can control what was going on at school. So I acted out. It was a cry. I was crying out for help, and nobody would help me. Nobody cared. It didn't matter. Like I was one of them kids, man. I was seeing like spirits, and man, I would from the south. It's called devil riding your back, or they say a witch or something riding your back. But I used to get that. I got that for like years, like 3 years in a row. Like damn near every day, I would go to sleep, wake up. Well, couldn't wake up, and I would fight to wake up. And it's like you've been held down, and you wake up and sweating all over yourself. I would sleep by my mama's bed to try to help. Thought it would help. It wouldn't help. It still would happen. Like it was so bad, man. It was so bad. And I want to say that 10 years ago, I kind of came to terms with, I would say longer than that. Like 13 years, I came to terms with everything I went through. And I had so much hate and hate for my mom. And I used to just torture my mama, man. Like, I used to try to piss her off on purpose. Like, I used to do shit, say shit to like drive her just on purpose because I was hurt that I went through so much stuff growing up, and I'm still dealing with that. But I came to terms, like I said, like 13 years ago, I got on the phone with my mom because I got to the point where I was just tired of blaming her for doing what she thought was right, and she didn't understand. Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't her fault because a lot of that blame goes to her. But she told me that she thought that providing for us with money was more important than being there. And I told her, I said, if you were there, we could have been sleeping under a fucking bridge, but we would have been safe. We weren't safe. And people ask me why I fight so hard for my kids is that I don't want my kids to grow up thinking that no one's ever gonna come and save them, and no one cares about them. Even though my daughter don't care about shit, I want her to know that I care. And I hope that before she turns 18, I can put that passion and that love that I have for my kids into them that way. Kids are hard headed. I got shit. I know my oldest hard headed as fuck because she took after me like really bad. I don't know why I got this glare. God damn it. Wish I could put something over the window. But I can turn it. Alright, so. But I personally just want what's best for them. And I don't want them to go through what I've went through, even though my first two kind of went through the same type of shit that I went through growing up. And my first one, I got her out of it quick. The second one, I couldn't find her to get her out before all the bad stuff happened. And now I have to fix it. And I sometimes I blame myself, and then I think that it's not my fault that I couldn't get to her. And I'm partially to blame because I had a baby by this girl, but not really, because if it wouldn't have been for me, it would have been for somebody else, and that nigga might have not cared about his child. Because I know the nigga that she got a baby by, my baby mama got it by, don't give a fuck about that child. Like the grandparents has her second child. So I don't know. Like I say, the world is just fucked up, man. These kids are shooting motherfuckers for no reason. They don't know how to shoot. They killing random people. They killing innocent people. They're walking around this bitch with their ass hanging out and wonder why people don't respect them. They disrespectful. They don't respect the people that came before them. Like literally, you had a such thing when I was growing up as the influence. Look, I love rap and I love hip hop. I grew up on it. I wanted to I wanted to be a producer one day. I still do my music and stuff like. Well, I ain't been doing it in a while because I just moved into my house trying to get everything together. But I wanted to be a producer one day. I wanted to be in the music industry. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be a DJ. Shit, I mean, if you can look in the background above the weight, you can see the turntable sitting up there. I still got it. I used to DJ. I used to try to figure out any way to become successful because I didn't want to be broke. So I was always the type person. If it comes to my mind and it look like I can maybe do something with it, I'm gonna try it. But when you come from the South, it's hard, man. It's hard to become successful in certain stuff, and people don't understand. It ain't got shit to do with your talent. You can be talented as fuck. It just got to be the right time. You gotta have that right song at the right time. If you come out with some shit 10 years ago, and that ain't the vibe 10 years ago, but it's the vibe 10 years later, that's when you're gonna have that hit. But if you come out before, it's over with. The industry is fucked up, and they fucking up everybody else in the world. Like straight up, like I'm even with this shit with like P Diddy. I bet this shit with P Diddy make a motherfucker want some of these youngsters want to go out here and take it too. Take that, take that, take that, take that, take that. Things put on the pedestal. Everybody drug addicts. When I was growing up, it was a such thing as peer pressure. When the last time you heard peer pressure, peer pressure? You ain't got to peer pressure nobody no more. That just take the drug. I've always been the person that I seen what it actually did to people, and it made me not interested. I smoked weed maybe 7, 8 times in my life. It wasn't my thing. It wasn't my thing. It made me crazy. I couldn't. I never did any drug but weed, and weed was too much for me. I'm ADHD. I like to move around, do stuff. That shit slowed me down, had me paranoid. I'm already paranoid as fuck. So it just was my thing, man. I couldn't deal with the drugs and stuff like that. That weed, um, even like years ago, I have bad anxiety sometimes. I had like these anxiety attacks and stuff like that. I guess it's old age or some shit. I don't know. But I went to Cali for like motorcycle thing. I went to the dispensary. My homeboy, when he wanted to go get him some Cali weed, okay, cool, we gonna go. Sitting in the car. So I decided, okay, well, I'm gonna go in here. I get off the plane, I got an anxiety attack, and it just would not stop. So I'm like, I'm gonna go get something for my anxiety. I go in there, and it's supposed to been the anxiety weed was not supposed to get me high. It was a joint. I asked myself, is this gonna get me high? Because if it's gonna get me high, I don't want to do it because this is gonna fuck my whole trip up. Shit, that shit got me so fucked up, and I literally don't remember most of that trip because I was high. And I had some gummies. The gummies were straight. But when I puffed, I'm talking about this is a joint about this long. I would smoke about that much and it'll have me high. I had to throw it away. I had almost more than half when I threw it away. And the whole that time I would just puff on it two, 3 times and I was done. And that shit would have me sleepy, had me with the munchies. I was like, no. Weed is not for me. I smoked in Vegas. I tried it in Vegas. But Cali was last. Vegas was before that. Smoked it in Vegas. I had some shit called Gorilla Glue. It had me, if you ask the niggas that was with me, we was driving. We had an SUV. I was driving. You know, you had a 4-way stops. I get in the 4-way and that weed hit me and I zoned out. I just stopped in the middle of the road. And then I just kept on going. I got to the house. Shit, went to sleep for the whole day. I was fucked up. And I said, nah, I can't do this no more. So drugs ain't never been my thing, and everybody glamorized this shit. I never did syrup, and I mean I drunk cough syrup, you know what I'm talking about, when I had like a sniffles or some shit like that. But other than that, I never did any drugs. I just seen what it did to people, man. Seen how it made people look, seen what they did to their skin. That's why my skin's so flawless and shit. You hear me? I got like my little battle wounds from working and shit, but my shit flawless, man. My shit ain't oily like that, bumps all over. I had bad acne when I was young, but my shit cool, man. I'm a cute ass nigga, you hear me? Just old. But even with drinking, I never been a big drinker either. I mean, me and my niggas, we used to, walk to the Walmart and get some Boone's foam, go in the bathroom, gulp that shit up, walk home in the heat, way across town, drunk as fuck. You know what I'm talking about? We used to do that shit almost every day. Hey, man, y'all want to go to Walmart? What you want to go to Walmart for now? Shit. Go get fucked up? Let's go. Strike out. Go to Walmart, go in the bathroom, hide, get the Boone's phone, put it in your pan, go in the bathroom, get fucked up off of that. That's like kid shit. You know what I'm talking about? But as I got older, I didn't like the drunk feeling when you get drunk. I didn't like how you felt when you get drunk. That shit used to fuck me up. I did not like it. I did not like feeling drunk, like that feeling of wanting to throw up and all this other shit. I never understood why people do that. Choking, coughing, waking up with a hangover, feeling like shit. No. It's crazy because now, if I drink, I always pace myself when I drink. But if I drink, I go to like a party or something, and I don't go to like parties, but I go like family get-togethers, stuff like that, and we drinking. If I drink too much and I feel like too woozy, I kind of stop until I level out, and then I start back drinking, to where I'm always alert, I always know what's going on, and I gotta be in control of my body. I can't be not in control of my body. It will fuck me up. And I just seen too many drunks around me, man. Like them niggas that be in front of the liquor store, all that other shit. I've seen too much of that. So basically, everybody is drunks. Not everybody, but you know what I mean. Most people are drunks. Can't control themselves. Most people are drug addicts. Like, I did not know that people were so comfortable with doing coke in front of me until I started riding motorcycles. Fuckers is comfortable as fuck with that white girl. You ever be in a place and the motherfucker, you at the bar and the motherfucker sit there and bring a bag, you got like the lit plastic go around the bag, and it's full of coke, and he just line that bitch up, and they get that goddamn thing. Oh shit! Hey nigga, you want some? What? Hell nah, I ain't fucking with that shit. You can't peer pressure me on no drugs, homeboy. I used to be the salesman. I know what the fuck it did to motherfuckers. I know exactly what it do to niggas. It just ain't never been cool to me, man. But, and a lot of people may say, well, you live a boring life. You don't do shit. I've done it, man. Like, to me, I've already enjoyed life. I've traveled. I've partied. I've been on my bald head hoe shit. I did it all. You know what I'm talking about? Traveled, you know what I'm talking about? Went to, lit freaky parties and all that. I done all that thing, man. Like, that's not the thing for me. First off, everybody got diseases now. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna say everybody. Like, a lot of people have diseases. Louisiana is so fucking bad at that. I'm pretty sure Texas bad at that. Probably all these states in the South, because it seems like all motherfuckers got to do all they can do is fuck. have babies. Everybody want to fuck, have babies. You ever go into fucking child support court and see how many motherfuckers in there? I done been to court, child support court, I know over about 50, 60 times during the time my kids been on this earth. And that motherfucker is always packed. You know what color is always packed in there? Black. Sad. These females is bitter, boy. These motherfuckers is bitter. And they don't understand that they are really traumatizing these fucking kids, man. I know. I got 3 girls that every one of my baby mamas have threw me through the ringer and put me through hell because I wouldn't be with them. Would not be with them. They took my kids through shit. Gave me hell, gave them hell. Oh, all I do is think about the child. When do you do that? When do you think about the child? Because if you're thinking about the child, hey, I know we're going through some shit, but we need to figure this out, talk it out so we can be good parents, raise these kids so they won't have to deal with what we had to deal with. Blase, blase. So easy. That's easy. I'm not a hard guy to be with. I'm not a hard guy to be around. I'm an asshole. But you knew that when you got with me. I seen that it wasn't going to work. I don't want you anymore. I think we should part ways. Well, we got a baby. Baby don't keep us together. It'll keep us connected so we can raise this child, but it ain't going to keep us together. Okay, bitch. I got you. Child support. You can't see your child. Man, you ought to see the stories I done seen being in child support. And a lot of niggas, I know y'all niggas know what I'm talking about. Man, these motherfucking females, man, hey, be putting a man through hell. And y'all don't understand. Y'all paying them. We are working for them. Telling me I laid down with you and had a baby, but now I got to pay the government money and you? They get a percentage. I laid with you, I was laying with them too. I went fucking hell. When I laid down with you, it was just me and you. It wasn't nobody else, I don't think. But the government don't supposed to be getting no piece of that shit. Why the fuck women make it so hard? Men do too. I ain't gonna say that it don't. Men, some bitch ass niggas out there. You hear me? It's a bunch of bitch ass niggas out there. But it's a bunch of bitches out there that ain't shit. And I'm not calling every woman a bitch. I'm saying them bitches. And you know what I'm talking about. Them bitches ain't shit. And them bitch niggas ain't shit. I can't sit there and get on the phone with you. Whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo. Let's try to make this work. We got this baby together. It deserved a good life. Let's figure this out. I've never been able to have that conversation with them. And I fucked up. I chose wrong. I laid with them. Yes, I did. But we could have talked about it and our kids would be better off. Now, my youngest, she good. Her mom, I met her mom. She was in nursing school. She's a nurse. She just never let me see my child over some stupid shit. I'm just starting to talk to my daughter again. Now, I haven't talked or seen my daughter in 8 years. Now I got to rebuild a relationship with my daughter. She's 11. She's right behind my middle one. I got to rebuild a friendship with my daughter to where, not a friendship, but rebuild a relationship as a parent to my daughter because she wasn't raised around me. Her mama didn't let her. Only reason why she actually doing it now is because I gave her hell, kept going to her mama house, leaving notes, got my people them going to her house in Dallas, leaving notes constantly for years, and she finally came around. We had the nicest conversation me and this girl done had in 9 years. Day before yesterday, or was that yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Day before yesterday. Nicest conversation we ever had. World is fucked up to where these people that are supposed to protect the children care more about that money than the child. That's the sad shit about it. They don't give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck about them damn kids. You know how many times I called CPS on all my baby, not all my baby moms, but the first two? Constantly called them. And it was always something to find. They just didn't find it. Let me rephrase that. They found it. They didn't give a fuck. And my kids went through so much shit. I just found out my middle child got, I guess, beat real bad. And that when she went to school and the teacher seen a bunch of bruises on her. I just found this out like a couple days ago because I called the police department asking if there was any reports. Because I'm trying to research, I'm trying to find out everything. Everything that happened when my daughter was there, I'm trying to find out right now because I know I ain't gonna get the truth from her mother, and I know my daughter, she blocks everything out, so she don't remember anything. So I found out 2020. She goes to school, teacher sees the bruises. They call the sheriff department. They do a report that there's a bunch of bruises all over my daughter's body. They hand the case off to CPS. This is 2020. It's 2023 now. I never got a call. Never heard anything about it. My daughter was still with her. Everything still happened. The fucking system is fucked. It really is. Like I've said in previous videos, I don't give a fuck about paying child support as long as my children are taken care of. You want to be mad, you want to give the government money that you could have yourself, then fine, fuck it. By all means. But at least make sure that them kids is fucking taken care of. And I know that I keep on going back to that, but it just fucked, man. That the whole world fucked. The whole mind frame of women and men are fucked now. Niggas ain't shit. Bitches ain't shit. Oh shit! What the hell is that? There's a bug in here. Hold on, let me kill it. Where you going? Okay, I'm back. But yeah, everything is fucked. It's like a yellow jacket. I don't know. I'm gonna die in here eventually. I had my window open. My bad. But thing hopefully one day will get better. If not, then we are fucked. I hope that I'm not even here when the world goes to shit in the handbasket, because it's going there. It's definitely on the way, and only thing we can do is fucking put our hands up for the roller coaster. Whee! That's all we can do. But I'm gonna get out of here. I got a podcast coming up. I kind of went over a little bit of it during this one when I was talking about my childhood. I'm gonna try to get one of my oldest sisters to get on the phone and do a split screen so we can actually talk about everything that we went through growing up. Because I think that throughout our life, with all the stuff that we went through, it will help somebody else. And we're gonna tell our story. We're gonna tell our truth. And I hope y'all tune in. And this is your boy Mario, aka Mr. Hawk. And you are now tuned in to Hawk Shop Talk. And I'm going to get at y'all on the next one. Holla.